Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life, and now it's speculation time, right? This presents a pretty big opportunity for AT&T. So this I pulled up this map for you guys, so you guys can get a visual of where T-Mobile owned the DoD license that they're now selling to Columbia Capital. I will also point out a disclaimer: there are 13 markets where T-Mobile swapped 3.45 for more 2.5, like Oklahoma City, El Paso, and there were several others. So in those areas, if AT&T were to purchase those licenses from Columbia Capital, they do not gain a competitive advantage. They have to go through Sonic Wave to get those remaining licenses in those markets. So I just wanted to clarify that at the start of this video. But you can see there are some pretty big markets on this list where AT&T would gain some very helpful spectrum, right? They have that radio already deployed fairly aggressively across these markets like New York, Philadelphia, Providence, Boston, just to name a few, Chicago, Memphis, Houston, New Orleans, Dallas, Jacksonville, Tampa, LA, Vegas, just to name a few, Phoenix. So they could gain competitive advantage in those markets if they choose to strike a deal with Columbia Capital. Now there's several moving parts to this. Not AT&T, but the spectrum 110 was capped at 40 megahertz. That's all you could buy on a nationwide scale. So AT&T went big on DoD, and they bought a 40 megahertz slice nationwide. That's all they have. In every single inch of the United States, they have 40 megahertz of DoD. Now, the FCC placed, I don't know what you call it, but they placed a time frame of that cap right where it ends. So I think it's either 2026 or 2027 where that 40 megahertz cap ends. And then AT&T can buy however much DoD is out there. Now that all this movement is happening, the spectrum is being sold, it's being traded, it's now sitting with Sonic Wave, it's sitting with Columbia Capital, it's not being put to use. Sonic Wave, I think they are deploying some networking, but it's not anything that has to do with a DoD. And Columbia Capital, they don't have a network, so they don't deploy anything. So they're just sitting on the spectrum. So this is an opportunity for the FCC to step in, waive that cap, and tell AT&T, yes, you can now purchase these remaining DoD licenses and put it to use. So that would help AT&T put more spectrum on air. Also would very likely expand internet air a little bit more, right? Bringing more competition to home broadband. That's what that would enable, right? But again, like I said, this is a speculation piece. But if any network or any carrier would be interested in that spectrum, it has to be AT&T. They are the only ones that are building a network around DoD 3.45. Verizon's not building it. T-Mobile is clearly not building it. They're selling it. AT&T actually has this radio on air. They have the phones that are capable of supporting the frequency. They are building a ecosystem around 3.45. So they would be interested, out of any carrier, they would be the most interested in this spectrum. It's already deployed. The radios are up on the sites. It would just really be remotely. They would just have to remotely provision the additional licenses for them to increase the holdings, the bandwidth on the sites. So in some markets, they would go 40 to 60, right? Because it's mostly 20 megahertz channels licenses that T-Mobile holds. So if they got it in, say, I don't know, Philadelphia, they would go to 60 megahertz of DoD, right? From 40 to 60. So now they go 80-60. 80 megahertz C-band, 60 megahertz DoD. It's a boost. It's a boost. And if you consider, yes, they will probably spend a little bit more upfront because Columbia Capital will likely mark it up. So they spend an initial cost buying the licenses, but they don't spend any additional capital deploying it because it's already deployed, right? And any other DoD that they are deploying, that's already part of their regular capital envelope because that's already that they were going to deploy that anyway because they own the spectrum themselves. This is just increasing the bandwidth on the license. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you agree with this. Let me know. I mean, it's speculation, nothing official, but I think it's clear as day. I mean, who else would want that spectrum? It's got to be AT&T. Like I said, everything that they're deploying around DoD right now is already part of their current capital that they are deploying. It's not like they have to set aside a separate capital to deploy the spectrum. No, it's already being deployed. They just have to bring it to more scale. So like I said, outside of what they're going to buy from Columbia Capital, however much it is, 2, 3, 4 billion, whatever, that's a one-time cost, and then everything can just be deployed remotely by software provisioning. We've seen it with T-Mobile, with Auction 108. This will be a very similar situation. T-Mobile got the Auction 108 licenses, and it was just remotely provisioned on the sites that already had the N41 radio. This would be no different. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you're new. Follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Live. See y'all in the next one. Peace.